Alright guys, so today we're gonna be reacting to another Kevin Samuels, Mean to Innocent Black Women. Judge for yourself. Thank you so much for the comments, thank you so much for the engagement in my channel. I really appreciate it. We're getting to the 4,000 hours and I'm really thankful for that. For now we're gonna keep reacting to Kevin Samuels content. He has a lot of material. Hopefully we can cover at least 80% of his material since there's a lot of value. And then in the future we can do some live and just react to a different materials regarding the manosphere and the red pill content. Remember, for a lot of you guys, this is a man space channel. I'm not here to cater to any women, okay? This is a man focused channel. I just want to say that. I'm here to make sure that a lot of guys can improve themselves. They can just be aware of a lot of the dynamics when it comes to female nature and make sure that we just become better in the long run. And I think a lot of this good information can be found on Kevin Samuels' content. With that, we're just gonna jump in. Let's go.
In this
My G.
moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong.
I think you guys need to remember who I am. If you're a competitive man, nothing she said should interfere with you. If you're a singularly competitive man and you're a singularly competitive woman, I've said it at the end of the day. I want you to become the best version of yourself and then make yourself available to all the people out there who are competitive. If your preference is to be with black people, then you should get the best black man, best black woman available to you. See, the problem comes in relationships where people feel like they're settling. And we have too much underachievement and too much mediocrity on both sides. So, yeah, we're going to have the broadcast. There will probably be some things we agree on, some things we don't agree on. Everybody will probably get everything they want to on the show. But here's the thing. You get nowhere in the world without being able to hear opposing views, listen to somebody who you may feel is on the other side, and find some common ground. We don't have to agree on everything. But if you're talking about helping men become the best version of themselves, women becoming the best version of themselves, and getting overall better outcomes, I don't really see a downside with any of that. So next we go to...
Hi, good evening, Mr. Samuels. My name is Olive.
Hi, Olive. How are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm doing good. I'm new to your channel, and I agree everything what you're saying. I am a baby mother. I am a Caribbean background, and I have education on my background, and I was raising both parents in the household.
How old are you?
The reason why I am 30.
And the reason why you had a child is what?
So we were engaged, and I was still at the time trying to complete my engineering.
Oh, you were in the chat room.
I sent my.
You were in the chat room.
Yes, that's me.
Okay, man.
That is
okay,
correct.
you got. Hold on, listen. You're the one I spoke to and said you, for whatever reason, you decided to have a baby before you had the wedding. That's what happened.
No,
You had a baby before you had the marriage. And how old is the child?
Okay, I just hit a condom.
How old is the child?
He's now 7.
Okay.
He's now
So
7.
you were 23, right?
Correct.
So you were not 14 or 15. You weren't a baby. You knew these things. Why didn't you wait till marriage?
Well, that was the intentional goal.
But no, ma'am. There's no intentional if you have an unprotected sex. You're an engineer. You know how this works,
I don't want to
man.
go personal.
Well, you call the show, so that means that we're getting personal.
Unless you're saying you were using contraceptives, you're on the pill and he was using the condom and both forms failed.
Right. The pills didn't work, but the condom didn't work.
Okay.
So I don't believe in abortion.
Okay, hold on. You were using condom and the pill.
Can't make this shit up, bro.
No, I cannot use it because it didn't agree with me. The bleeding consistently didn't.
What do you mean, the
agree
condom or the birth control?
The birth control. So we used the condom.
Okay,
and it failed.
so you could not use the Norplant, the patch. There are all kind of things. You don't have to just hold on, man. Listen, engineer. Listen, engineer. I
Doesn't
know you practice your sob story, but let's talk tech. You build stuff in a way to where it can hold up to multiple failures. If your pregnancy routine was stress tested, it would have been a week. You had one form of protection. How effective are condoms?
99.
What percentage? In the 70s. In the 70s. So that means that there's a 1 out of 4 chance, roughly, for a condom to break. You weren't trying to not get. You weren't doing everything you could do to avoid pregnancy. That's the net of it.
Okay.
And then you say you didn't believe in abortion. Okay. Why didn't you guys get married upon the finding out you were pregnant? Because he was your fiance,
He
right?
wanted. Yes.
Okay.
And
Why didn't you guys go to the
he,
courthouse that day?
That's what we were supposed to do. And on the day of that, he just had a psychotic break. Because we both came from a broken home, and I was not trying to do that.
So let me
There
give
we
you.
go. That's a sob story. This is where you guys need to learn how to navigate through those kind of stories, right? Because that's the small screen. It's not the real issue.
Right. How
Not
long
the
you guys?
real
How
issue.
long were you guys together?
We were like almost 2 years.
So you were together 2 years. Everything's hunky freaking dory. Then the day you get pregnant.
Not always, no.
Oh
it
no,
wasn't-
but the way you
it
told the
wasn't
story, you everything was okay. The condom failed, and the day you were supposed to go to the courthouse, then all of a sudden, he became Hannibal Lecter. He hulked out, and what happened?
You're fast forwarding, and I didn't say.
Well, I
you're
said,
missing-
why didn't you guys? I
didn't
said,
say-
when you found out you were pregnant, why didn't you guys go to the courthouse and get married? And you said that's what we were
Right, and
supposed
he
to
just
do.
didn't- Mhm.
Okay, so if you found out you were pregnant on a Tuesday, it don't take very long to get to the courthouse and file that. It don't take long.
I know that, but he didn't want to do that for whatever reason. He had his conceptions of why he didn't want to get married.
Okay, so
we
let me
both
stop you
came
right
from
there, ma'am. Let me stop you right there. But he was your fiance.
Correct.
But he didn't want to get married after finding out his fiance was pregnant?
Yes, it was more to the
Oh,
story.
no, ma'am. I just need the. I
Something
get there's
does not
always
make
more to the
sense here.
story. I need the structure.
Right.
You're saying that
He
you
just
guys are
didn't
together
wanna-
2
he-
years.
He cracked.
Okay, well then why'd you have the man who's cracked baby?
I mean, a man, you can see a man, they can act all tough all they
I
want.
didn't
but
ask
when
you,
they
ma'am.
first
I'm
have a
asking
first child,
you
they
a
can
question.
tell who's the
Ma'am,
man.
you were together for 2 years. You found out you got pregnant. He didn't want to go through with the marriage. That's red flag. Why didn't you terminate the pregnancy
Right.
or put the child up for adoption?
Because I grew up with the whole value, like I don't believe in the boyfriend. That
Right.
would
So
affect
I
me
get it, ma'am.
afterwards.
So here's the thing.
So-
I get it. And I'm not saying that's what you should have done, but here's the thing. You take everything that comes with that.
Ugh, the kryptonite, bro. That's the kryptonite. That's why he has those questions, because as soon as it comes down to accountability, that's when you know who fault is it. You see what I'm saying?
Because that's the man you picked.
Right.
This the man you picked. And here's the thing. Why would anybody want to, why would a high value man want to deal with that? Why would a high value man want to insert himself in this situation?
Well, he doesn't want to be in the picture, and I don't come here looking for a man to fill up my pockets up of money or whatever. I'm coming here.
Why would
looking
okay,
value
ma'am,
and feeling-
why would the father of the child, is he still alive?
He's still alive, and he
Why
just
would
needs
a
to
why
still
would
be
a
alive.
man want to marry a woman with a crazy baby daddy?
Okay, but he don't want to be
That's
around.
a-
Why would a man want
I
to?
don't-
Why again? Ask yourself. Stop talking about why your story makes sense and ask yourself, why would a man want to marry a woman with a crazy baby daddy who had a psychotic break and went violent? Why would he want to do that? Much less a high value man. That's what I'm talking about. High value men. Engineer. Why would anybody want to do that? See, what you're not trying to understand is your situation is dangerous. That's who you chose to reproduce with, man.
I have a story, man, a personal story where one of my cousins, he used to date a single mom. A single mom with like the 4 or 5 kids. I don't know. I mean, he used to have a lot of fights with his baby daddy because the baby daddy of his ex-girlfriend, whatever, they were not even married. He was a little crazy. He would just go to the house and act crazy, man. And yeah, a couple times they just had to swing a couple punches, but that was dangerous, man. He even went to jail for a couple of days. I mean, this is not only in the United States. This is all over the world. It's a natural reaction for a baby daddy trying to see their kids, but the mom is trying to, and she had 4 or 5 kids from the same baby daddy, bro. All of a sudden, the baby daddy is the one that's wrong. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things, man, that it's just. I don't think we're ready to understand it. I don't think so.
Sorry, that's just the net of it. And the man would be a fool to walk around and build himself into something and then get with a woman who has a psychotic, crazy ex.
Yep.
I don't think so. Because
Okay, so tell me about your fiance.
So he's not a matter at this moment.
He's what?
So I am building up. He's not a matter, meaning
he's not a matter of what?
He's not a matter. I mean, he's not something that is going to be like want to come in and interfere with.
I don't understand what you're saying. Do you have a fiance right now?
No, I do not.
That's what I asked you. Do you have a boyfriend right now?
I'm dating, yes.
But you don't have a committed relationship. Exactly. See, I'm getting all the way to the end. I don't look here, man. I'm asking you the simple thing of it. Single baby mamas can be side chicks. Baby mamas can.
I'm not a side chick.
Okay, whatever. Baby mama can be wives of what we're talking about, man. That's the program. And you asked the question, is there any hope for you? And I told you not to. Let's go back to the question you asked. And I gave you the answer. You just don't like it.
No, I do, but I'm watching your channel and I'm hearing.
Okay.
And you're not saying about the women who are.
I'm not saying what about the women. I'm not saying about the what. I'm not saying about the women. Hold on, don't overtalk me.
The baby.
Hold on. Who you think you're talking to?
Damn.
What do you mean?
You can see the post. This is post. I like to call it this way. You have post average at best Kevin, right? And pre average at best Kevin. There's 2 Kevins. If you go before the average at best, you're gonna notice a lot. Pre average at best, Kevin's more calm. He's a calmer dude. Post average at best, he's not taking any BS, and in some episodes he sounds impatient. I'm gonna keep it 100% with you guys. In some episodes he sounds impatient. He sounds, running out of empathy sometimes. It's not easy to do a podcast like this and just be in a stressful 3 or 4 hours, plus comment section, plus media, plus a lot of this stuff constantly. And you see in some of the shorts, and I think the one is very the very one that it went viral in my channel. It's the one that he said because she's over talking. So you can see that he's even losing some of the patience. For the reason is that he's going against a thinking that requires easy solutions, but the party that doesn't want to hear the solution do not want to take it. So you have to drill this thing like a million times, bro. Plus, let them go downhill, and then from there you can just sort of like pick them up. It's crazy.
Don't overtalk me because you screwed your shit up. I swear to God, these people. Super chat, Olivia, God's gift. I'm 30, single mom, 1 child. I work for a tech company, in college, completing an engineering degree, seeking to be married. Seeking to be married. Seeking to be married. My son's father, who I was engaged to, became violent and had to leave. What can you advise me on that? That's what I'm doing. This is the woman that's on the phone.
bro.
And what she keeps trying to tell me is how. Okay,
Nobody
so
cares
when
about
you
that,
become
bro. Nobody cares. Why do you have to put a cherry on the top of the damn cake? Well, we don't want it.
engineer, you're going to be making high 5 figures, low 6
I'm
figures.
telling you, boys.
What man who's making that, it's a high value man, why would he want to marry a woman with this going on?
Because he will see my character that shows
Okay.
the tragedy I had in my past.
No, it's not, man, because it's not in
My
your
son
past.
is
It's
not
not in your
rude.
past. It's not in your past, man, because your son's father is still alive. Are you saying when's the last time, does he see his child regularly?
No, he doesn't want to see it.
Okay. When was the last time he seen his son?
I brought to him to the family to try to make him see his son.
When was the last time he saw
early
his
this
son?
year.
Okay, when's the last time he saw his son?
I believe that was in February.
So, and what about the time before that?
No, he wasn't. He didn't see.
Okay, so have you gotten your child, your son, any counseling or therapy for the impending daddy issues that are there?
Yes.
Okay,
Mm,
see,
right.
so I need you to understand something, ma'am. Your relationship past with your baby daddy is chaotic.
Mhm.
Your child is in therapy. And there's no financial support for this kid. So that means a man is going to have to come in and pay his portion for his wife and this other child.
Man.
Why?
There is
Listen,
financial
ma'am,
support.
you answer my, see, you don't want to hear it. Best of luck, ma'am.
I do.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Because you have fucked your situation up, and now you're trying to fix it. And the reality of it is ugly. The situation is ugly.
It's so sad, man. It's very sad. They don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear a sweet truth. There's not just thing a sweet truth, man. The truth is very hurtful because we want to believe our own lies.
Are you gorgeous?
Yes, I am.
Really? Cam up.
No, I'm not kidding.
Exactly. See, gorgeous women don't have these problems.
Oh, I do. I am
Yeah,
gorgeous.
of course you are.
I
She's
am.
just you gorgeous. They're all gorgeous. And let me guess right.
You're
Let me
such a
guess
sick
right. You
bitch.
got
Such a
engaged this
sick
week,
bitch.
right?
Shut the
Too.
fuck up.
You got engaged this week too, you fat bitch. See, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you made such a mistake of your life, and you're going to take it off
quick.
on me. Again, you can't make this up. Ma'am, you can take your little angry ass off to wherever you are and cry and lick.
Her real personality came up quick, only with a couple questions. Now imagine going for a date. She can fix who she is, and then after a week, that monster will come up with a little soft boy, but the little soft boy. But then after a week, man, bro.
Your own tears.
Oh my
You screwed this situation up. No one wants to deal with this. Again, get mad. This is what you get. Shut the fuck up. I'm overweight and I'm gorgeous. The delusion is real.
Yep. Man, shout out to that episode. Man, he got heated quick at the end, huh? Little soft boy and everything, and then at the end she said F up. Shut the F up. And then Kevin gave her the same energy back to her. I mean, it's just a matter of just understanding. Like, if you understand certain things in life, and you know, this for the fellas, right? Make sure you're using your wisdom in your favor. Make sure you understand your wisdom. Okay, make sure that you understand, and not female nature, but most importantly, your own nature, right? If certain things are not making sense, trust your guts, right? If all the math in your head is not making sense, make sure you go through the equation again. That's what he did. He managed to just, pull up the lie that was behind that color. Easy like that. Thank God I don't have this problem because this is bad. This is bad, bro. Bad, bad. And again, I just put this into perspective. Remember, guys, this way of thinking does propagate to all the areas of our life: arts, politics, workforce. Man, I don't know if I told the story. I applied for a job working from home. They called me. You know what they called me? Because I was Hispanic. And they throw me this social justice warrior feminist BS, man. I didn't call them again. Right? I don't want that in my life. I don't want some feminism stuff and social justice warrior stuff near my life, man. It's like a virus. I don't want that stuff. Make sure you keep improving yourself, guys. This is important. I will see you in the next one. I'm out. Peace.